Welcome back to the channel. It's snowing. Welcome to Sweden. Well, I recently came across something that is quite typical on the internet, and that is people projecting their either belief in something or their specific version of something, a diagnosis, on others. And in this case, it is the notion that borderline personality disorder is the same thing, or rather it should be named autism with PTSD. And I'm not saying that it can't be in some cases, but here's the simple thing. Autism is prevalent in around 15% of people with borderline. They've done services on this, and I personally did a autism test once, and I scored basically 0 on it. Because just because you can find connections and similarities doesn't mean that it is the same thing. This is quite common for all kinds of diagnoses to have similar defining conditions, but there's also going to be some various things that are quite different. And that is why it is very important to do a professional examination of all of this, and not to do a self-diagnosis, and also not making up things and putting them on social media or internet like people do, like this person did on Blue Sky, where I'm also somewhat active these days. You can look me up there and connect. That would be great. If you wanted to, I'll write short stuff there, like personal things or comedical things or stuff like that. Anyway, it's annoying with these people that not only do they project their own specific opinion, they also made it sound like this is something that the science in general is heading towards. Read a definition of borderline personality disorder to autism with PTSD. And science is not. That is simply not the case. Science is actually showing that the previous opinion that all borderline is caused by trauma might not be true, that it is probably more, or at least as common with genetic factors, and it might be the case that it's necessary in all cases. For my own specific condition, I can't find any specific old traumatic experience. It's rather that it felt like it's developed slowly over time and became worse and worse, until I reached some threshold where things really got out of hand, and now I'm trying to get a foothold again. That's how it feels for me, basically. And I wouldn't dream of projecting my personal experience to others, and it would be great if people did the same in return. Don't project your personal experiences and opinions as the new truth on a medical condition, because it is a lie. Science does not back the claim that borderline is autism with PTSD. It doesn't. You can look it up. The Wikipedia article has a nice collection of scientific sources, the latest peer-reviewed real medical science articles. And that is what you need for things like this, when you have to define the really important things. You need science, not blog posts, not opinions from random doctors or psychiatrists that believe in things, because, hey, there's scientists out there that believe the earth is flat. Scientists can be absolute morons from time to time. It is the community of scientists, the peer-reviewed community of scientists that has some authority on things. And yeah, they must always be able to prove their point, of course. But if you don't have the time to look everything up yourself, which you really shouldn't in all cases, because science is difficult. You need knowledge to interpret a lot of things. And yeah, there's not a big conspiracy of psychiatrists that have misdiagnosed borderline. That's simply not the case. It is someone that has projected their specific comorbidity condition. They probably do have autism, and they projected this on the condition in general, which is not true. That's like if I have a bad leg and I would project that on everybody else that has another condition and so on. You don't do that. That's not how science works. That's not how medicine works. People have very often comorbidities with all kinds of conditions that are separate but similar often to the one we are talking about. Well, I just wanted to make a brief note on that. It is snowing like crazy here, and my camera, my cell phone, is probably not liking this at all. And I wish you a good weekend. And this is the Borderline Man signing off.